It's happening. It's another show, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Welcome to the Kathy J Show. I am Kathy J. Thank you very much for joining us today. You know what? I'm so happy that you're spending this half hour with us because it just means the world to me to know that you like hanging out with me as much as I like hanging out with you. So thank you very much for that. We're friends. You know what? If you missed any of our previous shows, don't worry, everybody. Just go to the website, kathyjshow.com. Everything is right there. All right, so today I'm going to have you salivating, everybody. It is no secret that Denver's culinary scene is on a major upswing right now. If you didn't know, obviously, it started bad because over the last year and a half, local restaurants have had to show resilience. Big changes had to come. And for those changes that had to happen at the drop of a dime, it was like restaurants last year was pivot, pivot, pivot. That's all they heard because with COVID and the pandemic, everybody was pivoting. All of a sudden, restaurants were like, yes, we will create a takeout menu. Yes, we will figure out a way to get it to you. Anything they could do to stay in business because customers couldn't dine in, obviously. So then we had restaurants that were doing the outdoor patio dining, which I love that. The special tents and the heaters, I really love it a lot. They did it to get customers coming, but I think a lot of us like it. We like it so much that, you know, that temporary outdoor expansions program, it just got extended for the city and county of Denver. If you didn't know, Mayor Hancock said that it's going to run through October of next year. And then they're going to create a permanent outdoor dining program in 2022. And it's because we like hanging out outdoors. I mean, yes, pandemic pushed us outdoors, but I do enjoy eating outside. I like the little tents. I feel like it's roomier. I got time to breathe out there. You know what? But let's be honest, not everything was positive about COVID and the pandemic because we know a lot of restaurant workers lost their jobs. A lot of restaurants went out of business. A lot of the restaurants haven't returned and those workers also haven't returned. The uncertainty of the pandemic has forever impacted the restaurant industry, everybody. Staffing issues are a day-to-day battle. You see it, everybody is hiring, but there's no bodies in there. And despite being short-staffed and juggling all these government regulations, local restaurants have gone above and beyond. And it's all to serve us in our big bellies. You know what? They have now established themselves as the trusted and reliable backbone of our communities. And when you see those mom and pop restaurants, you know you got to support them. Restaurants also have been a nice escape. Let's be honest, escape from our home. Well, I remember when we first went out to a restaurant, it was, I think, right before the summer happened. It was so nice. Like everybody was like, here we are. This is what it feels like. We're doing it again. You know what? And you know what? Today we are going to celebrate all of that hard work that all of those people in those restaurants have been putting in behind the scenes. We just show up and go, yay, we're here. I'm so excited to be here. But behind the scenes, they've been suffering, everybody. But they've been doing their best to get those meals out, those hot, delicious, yummy meals. Denver has one of the most desired and diverse restaurant communities. And guess what? With the help of Yelp's top 50 best places to eat in Denver, well, guess what? We're going to find out what all of them are. And I have to let you know, the owner of one of the restaurants that's on the top 50 list is here to cook with us, okay? Can anybody say barbecue? Check this out, everybody. This guy that's here, Jason from GQue Barbecue, I ran into him 6 years ago when I interviewed him when his restaurant first just started happening. And now he's on the list. How cool is that? But I want everybody to see this. This is Jason's shirt that he gave me from GQue Barbecue 6 years ago. You see how he's got like, isn't that cute? He's got like the little animals are the meat in the Colorado flag. Love this shirt. Love it so much that there are holes all over it. So there's holes. I have worn this shirt every day for like the past 6 years if I'm not on TV. So my husband is really hoping that Jason can give me a new shirt today. So everybody, can you say barbecue? Because I'm salivating already. Let's talk food. Don't go away. It's time to get your appetite ready. We'll be right back. Ramos Law is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. He's a medical doctor and a lawyer. Ramos Law, what makes us different makes us better. Welcome back to the Kathy J Show, everybody. So today we're supporting our local restaurants right here in the great Denver area. And there's so many amazing ones out there to highlight as well. So where do you begin? Let's have Yelp do it for us. Yelp is making it a lot easier with their newly released Top 50 Best Places to Eat in the Mile High City. Matthew Careccia is here. Hi, Matt.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on today.
Thank you for being here. Matt is the Senior Community Director for Yelp Denver. Very cool. Okay, so let's get into this. How do people make the list? What are the requirements?
So we're super excited because we're here to celebrate mom and pop local businesses here in Denver and the whole greater Denver area. For geographic diversity, we included foodie hubs like Aurora, Lakewood, up to Westminster, down to Littleton as well.
Yes. So
this is all driven from Yelp data, to answer your question.
Yeah, all driven from Yelp data. But I love the fact that you did include the Front Range, because everyone here in Denver, we are, I mean, you say you're from Denver, but you could be living up in, Erie, but you point out.
We're willing to drive in this city.
Yes, we are. For good food, I sure will.
We all don't live in downtown Denver, and there's a million great places to eat there, but there's also a lot of mom and pops that are in like the suburbs of Denver and the outskirts of Denver.
Yes.
So we felt like it was right to include them and give them the proper representation that they deserve.
I'm so glad you did. So that's who is really represented on this list. It's not a lot of the chains that you see. Like, this is, the Yelp list is a lot, like, are there any chains on it, or is this all mom and pops?
There are no chains on there.
Oh, this is awesome!
That's why we're really proud of it. And even some of the businesses that are featured, they are locally owned and operated. However, like the business that we have in the studio today, they're opening up their third location coming up soon in a couple of months. So it is interesting to see how a small local place can expand and elaborate over time.
Yes.
However, a lot of these places are hidden gems. They're mom and pops. They're the local places that keep our community thriving.
Oh my God, that looks delicious. You're saying everything I want to hear. Okay, so how many, I'm seeing all different types of food. Everything's represented?
I firmly believe that.
Yeah.
So from hot pot, as you see right in front of you, to Burmese, and of course in Denver we love our tacos and our burritos, but you'll find everything. This is even a vegetarian restaurant called Somebody People that's on South Broadway.
I didn't know that.
Vegetarian and vegan food.
You represented for everybody on this list, I think.
I'd like to think so.
That's really awesome. And so when you were going through the Yelp reviews, do you just choose, you just went off of who were the top stars?
It's spit out to me, essentially, based on the volume of reviews and rankings over the past year. So from January 1st to October 1st. And I think the significant thing about that is saying that people are still giving their feedback and still providing reviews for the community and providing really great ones for the community, even though we've been eating out of takeout boxes for the past year and a half.
Yeah, right, we have been.
And luckily we are able to go out more than we used to, and we're able to eat out, and like you were talking about the outdoor dining, I love that too, even though I'm still not used to the cold fully. I think it's great to have those little igloos out there.
The Florida boy isn't used to the cold out here in Colorado.
I swear, I love Denver though. I'm here for a couple of years.
We love you being here because you're gonna show us, I mean, I've been here most of my whole life and I haven't heard of a lot of the things on the list. I love the fact though that you said, because I was assuming, since this is Yelp, it's got to be done through social media. It's got to be stuff in younger millennials and stuff that are probably doing all the Yelp reviews. You're saying no.
It's people that are 21 up to 101.
Yeah, right.
It can really be anybody. If you're going out and you're giving your hard-earned money to support a local business, you can go onto Yelp and you can write a review. And you can leave that for them.
And by doing Yelp, it's not a pay-to-play. Explain, there are some places that actually will pay money to make it on these kind of lists.
Look, I'm not going to name drop any other websites during the interview or anything, but we do think that we have the most organic and the most authentic content because we do have a filter moderation in place for those types of instances that you mentioned.
Yeah, no, I love Yelp. I definitely, I use the app all the time. It has saved me. I used to work on the radio in the morning, and at 5 a.m. there's not too many places that are delivering. And so we were going to go to one place, but the Yelp review was like, the owner is mean, he'll yell at you, he won't deliver your food. Sure enough, it saved us. So Yelp reviews go both ways. So it's nice that these places that are putting all the work in are getting the credit for where it's due.
100%. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, no, you probably could have. I take a lot of words to say something small. But what do you hope that people get from the Yelp list?
I hope that people look at this and they see that Denver is diverse.
Yes.
They see that it is delicious, and they see that it's a culinary destination for food. And that if you want to get barbecue, you can do that. If you want to get I think I mentioned handmade dumplings, Burmese. That Burmese restaurant, by the way, it's called Urban Burma. It's in Aurora. It's the first Burmese restaurant in all of Colorado.
I would never even know.
And
that
a
there
lot
was
of their
that.
dishes can actually be made vegan or vegetarian too.
See?
So, and I think we're seeing that in the changing landscape of dietary restrictions and how people go out to eat, that businesses are willing to go the extra mile for the people that want to support them. And I think that's really special and something worth noting.
So when you organized all these 50 restaurants on the list, are you saying things like that? Like this can be a vegan, you can go here, you can do a vegan dish? I mean, are you
So the great thing,
organizing that for us when we're reading it?
Totally. So one, you mentioned, going on Yelp and looking up all these businesses. We have a collection right there so you can have all 50 in your back pocket. It's right there built in the app, and you have a little map right there that'll show you.
Oh, it's even on a map?
So even if you looked at it,
okay.
right, it's a lifesaver. If you looked up right here from the studio, I think you have Cuba, which is right around the corner, and a Nice modern Vietnamese eatery, literally within a stone's throw of the place. And so you have that built into the app. And so you click on one of the businesses, for example, you can read reviews, you can look at photos, you can see their hours, you can go to their website and learn about their history. You can read everything. It's a one-stop shop for all the information that you want as a diner.
Yes, that's exactly what I was hoping you would tell me. You did it. They did the homework. That's so. What is your favorite place to eat in Denver? Do you have
a list or a business from the list in particular?
Well, yes, yes. Give me one.
Okay, so I don't like to play favorites. However, there is one that I did.
GQue Barbecue.
Of course, I don't want to upset the barbecue man and the master that's here today. Right. However, one that was on the screen is called Fortune Walk to Table, and it's a handmade dumpling place, and it's in Cherry Creek. You've probably walked by it a gazillion times and you had no idea that it even existed.
Yes, right.
They do handmade dumplings, they do Shanghai style noodles, they do fried rice, and on the second floor of the restaurant, they do a special chef's table like once a week.
What?
But you got to be in the know to know about that too.
Right. Well, you got to be in the know for that one. But still, that you just named 3 restaurants I've never even heard of.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that yes is right. That's awesome. Because obviously, I can eat in the Mile High City, so I want to know more places.
We need to be eating well. 100%.
Absolutely right. And you're right. Your point about you work hard for that money, so you want to get a good reward out of it when you spend it. So awesome. Thank you so much. Don't go anywhere, everybody. One of the restaurants that's on the top 50 list we've been talking about, GQue Barbecue, is here from Westminster. Mouthwatering with that brisket. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Oakwood Homes is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. Oakwood Homes, building happiness. Jason's directing me, everybody. Welcome back to the Kathy J Show. Yelp released their top 50 best places to eat in Denver list, everybody. It's a very impressive list. And out of all of those diverse culinary things happening on there, one of them that made it, GQue Championship BBQ. You made it! You made it!
Yes! Awesome.
Oh, I'm so glad I got to give you the good news. You made the top 50
That's great
list.
to hear.
Everybody, this is Jason. He's the owner of GQue Barbecue. It's so good to see you on the show. Like 6 years ago is when you were first starting like GQue Barbecue in Westminster. Like you just started that restaurant.
Yeah.
And now you're opening your third one.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's been 6 years.
I know, right?
As you were saying that, I'm kind of thinking in my head, and it just seems like a blur. At least the first 2 years seemed like a blur. And then even this last year or so, I do feel like we're kind of coming out of the fog of COVID a little bit.
Right.
So that's exciting for all of us. But it has been quite a ride those last 6 years.
Yes, Jason, it has been. And you know what? So what does it feel in 6 years you have now made this list?
Yeah, it's crazy. That's a good feeling. You know, Yelp, people all have varying opinions on Yelp, whether they like it or don't like it. As an owner, I absolutely love it.
Yes.
Any chance I get a voice of the customer and I get to hear what they think about us and what we're doing, it gives me a chance to A, hear about their experience, and B, improve on it, and C, reach out to them and get them back in the restaurant if we did a bad job. And the other thing Yelp does, which I think really helps out restaurants, is it gives you a platform. I heard you guys talking in your first segment over there about all these great places. These are places that would never get the awareness created unless it was for Yelp. So just by being on their platform, people are scrolling through the app and they're saying, oh wow, there's a barbecue place near us, and we don't pay anything for that.
No,
it doesn't cost us anything.
It's awesome. So now let's get into your food so everybody knows when they see GQue Barbecue, they're going to it. All right, so you've got everything that you would want if you're salivating for barbecue. Everything from the meat to the sides.
Yeah, we got beef, we got pork, we got chicken, we got turkey, we got everything you possibly can want. Every single week we have a special. The special this week is smoked chicken enchiladas.
Oh my God.
So anything you can possibly think of, if we don't have it on the menu that day, it's going to come up in one of our weekly specials.
I love that. Okay, so how long will your chicken wings sit? How long do those sit?
So the chicken wings we smoke in hickory
Smoke,
wood.
that's the word, not sit.
Smoke,
Sorry.
yeah, well, they sit in the smoke sauna.
Okay, right. How long
So
are
they
in
do
the sun?
sit for a while. So these we're going to smoke off for probably be about an hour or so. We take them up to a temperature when they get to 160 degrees. Then we pull them out and we finish them in the fryer so they get the best of both worlds. They get the crispy skin, and then they get that good, soft, juicy interior.
That falls off the bone.
It should. It should with a little tug. We want a little tug. We don't want it to just completely fall off.
Okay, all right. So there is, like, it's all about the temperature that you cook it at and everything. How long does your brisket, your prized brisket, cook for?
So the brisket. So one of the things that I really like about our brisket is it's a USDA prime beef. So our government actually rates beef here in America. Unlike poultry, unlike pork, it gives a rating system. So you get prime, you get choice, or you get select. And about the top 3 to 4%, it changes every year based on the marbling of the cow, earn a prime rating. So we cook prime beef, and that's a good way to distinguish what I think are barbecue places that don't cut corners are those that use prime beef. It's the same quality of beef you get if you go to fancy steakhouses.
You're right. Can you cut that?
Yeah, let's cut into this. Beautiful.
Oh my God, that was beautiful. I'm sorry, I just ate that chicken wing, y'all. That got me. I had to get a little verklempt while Jason was talking. Look at how that
Kathy,
comes
you're
down.
not the first one that gets choked up when you watch me cutting brisket.
All right, now, one of the things that's really cool at GQue Barbecue is how they build those sandwiches. Look at that brisket that comes off.
So one of the things, we talked earlier about cooking to the right texture. So this is called the pull test. This is what a lot of people will do. Go ahead and pull that off.
Ooh.
And when I pick it up, it shouldn't just fall apart.
No, it shouldn't.
It should just, with a very light tug, just come apart, just like that.
It's working, and it makes it easier to eat in the sandwich. How do you guys assemble your sandwiches?
So the sandwiches, we go for 6 ounces of meat, and you can get, in the restaurant, we serve a brisket sandwich. Like a lot of our customers, we just like the simple stuff. So we don't like a lot of like fancy ingredients. We want to taste the meat. We want to taste the hickory smoke, and then we want to taste the beef from the brisket. That's what they're looking for. So you can get a traditional beef brisket sandwich, and we also serve a meltdown when we take this beef brisket sandwich, we pour cheese sauce on there and onion rings. So it's like a cheeseburger.
Oh my God, cheese sauce and onion rings.
It's a cheeseburger on steroids. It's so good.
When it comes to your wings, it's about the rub as well, everybody, because there's so many yummy things on the menu that you can have. But Jason actually sells the delicious rub that you put on everything, right?
Yes, and this rub is obviously my favorite rub, but it's an
mine too.
extremely versatile rub. So if you use salt and pepper, you can use this in place of the salt and pepper. And it's a combination of mostly sugar and salt.
Yeah.
And that's where you get that good kind of just contrast in flavors. And then it's got different chilies in it, and it's got a little bit of citrus to really kind of give you a little bit of pucker in the back of your mouth. So we were talking earlier about the wings. We'll take the chicken wings, we'll put them in the smoker after we season them and let them go for about an hour or so.
And that's it, and then they come out looking like that.
And they come out glorious and perfect, smoky, and absolutely delicious.
I want everybody to know that one of the reasons why Jason knows so much about barbecue, you used to be a judge.
I did. So I started out just a barbecue fanatic. I grew up in the Midwest. In the Midwest, we eat barbecue 2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
And that's actually starting to happen out here in Colorado. We see our regulars, they come in now once or twice, or not quite 3-4 times a week like a lot of us in the Midwest, but they're starting to eat it more often, which is great.
Yes.
So just being a huge fan of barbecue, I moved out here and I fell into judging professional barbecue contests. And I judge professional barbecue contests. I go all over the region doing that. And people ask me all the time, where do you get the best barbecue? Where's the best place to go eat this? The best place to go eat that? And I tell them it's underneath a judge's tent on Saturday afternoons at the pro contest.
You're absolutely
I tell them, go become a judge, get certified, and you will eat the best barbecue.
And so that's what he did, and then he took all those tips and stuff that he learned over the years, and you made GQue Barbecue.
Yeah, it was an unfair advantage
I
had.
I know it was unfair advantage, but it was worth it. You also are great at customer service, so you wouldn't make that Yelp review. So good job.
Thank you.
All right, so just go to their website, GQBarbecue.com. They got locations in Westminster, Lone Tree, and a new one?
Soon to be in Lakewood. And I also want to say real quick to everybody that's watching, if you go to our website today, you can get a free pulled pork sandwich. A little pop-up's going to show up. You just enter in your email address, confirm that you're not a bot, and then we'll send you a free pulled pork sandwich. And while you're there, we're also giving away a turkey dinner
You
for
hold
8
that
to
thought.
12
We'll
people.
come back for the turkey dinner.
Perfect. You got it.
We'll be right back.
Kathy J.
The Colorado Lottery is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. Colorado Lottery, play on.
Kathy J.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. So here's this week's Colorado Lottery trivia question. What's the name of Colorado's newest Colorado Lottery-funded state park? The answer, everybody, it's Fisher's Peak. It's beautiful. It's our 42nd state park is now Fisher's Peak down there by Trinidad, everybody. So it's beautiful. All right, it's time for the show to end. Jason, the turkeys.
Turkeys. Let's talk turkey. Gobble, gobble, gobble. If you don't want to do all the work cooking your Thanksgiving turkey this year, give us a call. We'll take care of it. We'll smoke the whole bird. And while you're there on our website, we're also giving away a meal for 8 to 12 people. All the fixins, a giant bird. Just register on our website, www.gqbarbecue.com.
Thank you. Matt, go to Yelp.com. I'm sorry, we just ran out of time.
We'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Matt, and everybody at Yelp. This is going to be awesome. Good job, Matt.
Well, I talked too long, huh?